Hello and welcome back to our HIP Roman Restoration campaign. The Empire is looking pretty good. We're almost at the end of Tier 3 of our Imperial reconquest. We have only 3 counties left to get fully under our control, one of which we are currently at war for over here. And another of which is currently subject of a holy war by our vassal, so hopefully they can finish that. We just won our siege up there. I think I'll reply to you in a minute. I think I'll actually split this army in half and send half onto the capital here. I think the Sultan himself is not at home, but we could capture his family members. Arranged marriage from the Khagat of the Mongol Empire. He wants to marry this person, some relative of his, to our niece, which I will accept. My prisoner is complaining about her dark cell. We will of course let her rot, and our ecclesiarch, aka the ecumenical patriarch, has completed his mission and fulfilled our ambition in the process. We'll just keep doing the same thing. We'll keep working on more counties down here in Egypt. We just have a small army over here. Speaking of small armies, we do have a few Events 1 troops over here, which I meant to deal with. We'll... no, not disband. We'll transport them up to join the rest of our standing army up there. And I think while I was not paying attention, our vassal has won his war. This building is now under our control. So that's great news. That should be one less thing that we're going to have to do. And the one remaining war should be a very quick and easy one, since it's only a single city that we need to conquer. We really have to wipe this guy off the map because his color is just a little bit too close to ours. It clashes. I don't like looking at it. Couldn't wait till later though. A young artist is working on what is clearly a divinely inspired icon depicting John the Baptist. He needs sponsorship to finish it, so we can place it in our own chapel. So we can pay 130 gold for 1 learning, or we can lose 25 piety. I don't think we especially need piety, whereas I think I can put the gold to better use. So we'll just lose the piety on that one. Okay, my wife Alexandra is pregnant, so we could get a son born in the purple here. My emperor word has reached me that your ecclesiarch has accused this person of heresy. Yeah, he could very well be a heretic for all I know. Sounds totally plausible. Alright, another siege there gets us to 32%, and we have that whole county siege now. We could go down and fight this tiny army, but that's probably not really worth the time. We'll just go and siege a holding over here. And speaking of putting our money to better use, perhaps we'll build some more retinue. We are actually at about 50% of our cap, so it's not as woefully underutilized as it has been. Okay, we'll go down to about that much gold. In fact, if we built one more, that would be 10. So we'll do that. The Exarch of Italy has sent our sister into hiding in order to protect her from a suspected murder plot. We aren't plotting against her. I don't know why we are getting messages about this constantly. One of the sub-clans in the Mongol Empire wants to marry somebody to a courtier. Yeah, okay. I don't mind that. Alright, we've inherited the Despotate of Illyricum, which we will need to regrant. As a viceroyalty, we'll just probably choose the youngest duke. Well, that's certainly not him. 25, I think the other guy was 23 or something. So I think he will do just fine. As a viceroyalty, sounds good. You didn't end up as his vassal for whatever reason. Does that bother you? No. Okay. Let's see what's going on with the Aztecs. Ah, okay, so their war has ended. And it looks like the revolts that were still hanging on against the former Holy Roman Empire have ended as well. Which is good news. Things are looking pretty fragmented up there in Britain and in the former region of the Empire. Okay, she's out of hiding. Good to know. Which is good for us, assuming that we're going to be conquering that land at some point, which we are. Make things a bit easier for us. The Aztecs being at peace, though, is perhaps a little bit scary. We'll see where they are planning on moving next, though I had thought this person to be a more reasonable man. His request to be allowed to deal his rival was slightly erratic. Sure. Go ahead. He didn't get injured or killed, so that's good for him. Should disband these boats. We'll release the prisoners and take... I see a princess, several princesses and princes. This should give us a decent amount of war score. Actually, not that much. Seems like only 2 of them counted. Still though, better than nothing. And we're getting ticking war score from controlling our war goal as well. Exarch of Ravenna attempting to revoke things. And this is the only hostile siege we have, which is not actually progressing. Alright, I think I'll actually move my retinue over to Corsica. That's not enough boats. Just in preparation for the next war that we're going to be fighting over there. We had a daughter born in the purple, okay. She is a genius. But is not our heir. I did not mean to send those boats back there, but that's okay. Okay, our Grandmaster of the Knights is less annoyed with us, which is good news. Okay, our current heir here is in need of educating, so we will take care of that job ourselves. His sister, though, is going to be less important. We'll probably just use her for an opinion bonus. Ravenna, perhaps? That seems fine. An envoy gave me a gift of baklava. Delicious it is, without any rival in syrupy sweetness and culinary delight, one would think. We get some extra health and diplomacy. And we should finish another couple of sieges over here quickly. We'll take more prisoners. Why not? Gets us to 79%. Okay, so more chariot team riots. Usually the city guard can handle it. But we have to pay to clean things up a bit, that's okay. Pretty sure we're not going to need to call in any allies to this war. Ooh. Speaking of allies being called into war, I assume this is one of this guy's allies from the Halilid Emirates. Ah, down here, I see. Okay, well, they only have 5,000 troops, so we can take them. Both of these counties are desert, but that's okay. He could maybe get around to here and try to take this back, but this is desert as well, so if he does that, we'll just attack him in there. In fact, we might just attack him right here, since a quick battle will probably get us enough war score to win. Immediately. We can catch him here. Alright, let's do it. We'll reinforce from over here as well. We crossed a river, but that shouldn't be too big a problem here. Yep, sure. Only got us to 97, unfortunately. Okay. Well, let's head back here and fight this army. This duke and his entourage were accosted by brigands, and he wants compensation. Yep, sounds fine. And that's 100, so we can force demands. Grant this to a random character, and you are supposed to be under the Kingdom of Syria, which, incidentally, we should now be able to create. Which is exactly what we'll do. Or Despotate of East, as we are apparently calling it. Okay. And I think we'll just grant this as a viceroyalty to whoever is the youngest. 16-year-old here is probably going to be the youngest. Okay. So she gets all of the rightful land that she's supposed to get. Sounds good. Let's bring our army home and get them disbanded so we can get our final war of this tier declared. Alright, she's creating a duchy title already. The province of Syria Palestina. The whole of the ancient province of Syria Palestina has finally been liberated from the vile clutches of barbarians and restored to the Imperium Romanum. A great triumph will be held for the brave heroes who accomplished this feat. May their names echo in eternity. Long live the Empire. Alright, we'll get you disbanded. So I'm going to assume that the retinue here plus whatever we can raise in Corsica is going to be more than enough. This is a different person. I think the predecessor maybe died. Maybe he'll accept vassalization from us. No? Okay. We'll just take your stuff then. Could actually just raise this army right on top. Because he has troops over here as well. The population of wolves in Constantinople has grown to such size that their attacks on livestock, once rare, have increased in number and are damaging the local economy. Bad news. Alright, the feuding between this Duke and the Exarch of Italy has reached your court and can no longer be ignored. I think we just have to side with the Exarch. Pretty sure this guy is... I was going to say I thought he wasn't our direct vassal, but I guess he is. He's a double Duke, of course. We'll still side with the Exarch, though. So this should be a relatively quick siege here, and we'll of course get 100% immediately once we complete it. Okay, now the Exarch is usurping things from the Duke. Did he actually take all of his land in Italy? He did, okay. Good. I am glad to hear it. Alright, so our half-brother needs an education. I think it's probably okay to just use him for opinion. Give him to that guy. Oh, and we have a peasant revolt, okay. Well, let's hope our Exarch of Italy is strong enough to deal with this for us, since it's in his land. Should be strong enough. Of course, we can raise that many troops directly from him, so maybe we'll just do that. Take care of it ourselves. Well, he is raising his armies. Our Uncle Maximus died of gluttony. Unfortunate for him. Okay, we have a new ecumenical patriarch, which also means that we lost our ecclesiarch. So we need to appoint a new one. We actually have a decent character here with 17 learning. And we'll send him to... We have a few non-orthodox counties, or just one non-orthodox county up here, so we can take care of that. Ah, here come the Aztecs. Okay. Well, fortunately, the war that we're fighting here is almost over. Holy War for Savoy. So they're only after the Duchy of Savoy. In here. So, potentially we could just surrender and let them have it. But I don't think that would be fitting for the glorious Roman Empire to do. We can't just give up land without a fight. And we do have at least one mountainous province in here, which would be a very good defensive place to fight their armies if we can get some troops in there quickly, which we should be able to do. Of course, we are outnumbered. 218,000 to our less than that. But not that much less. Alright, I think we'll fight them, and it might be a good chance for us to really destroy a large portion of their Events 1 troops, which is going to make them a lot easier to deal with in the future. So, I think we'll just have to raise everything. This is the army from Carinthia, I think. And if I'm not mistaken, our land here in Savoy is also under Carinthia, so we should be able to raise that army right over here. And I think we will just park an army in the mountains here and wait for them to be attacked by the Aztecs and then reinforce, since that's probably going to be our best strategy. Alright. So we'll get reinforcements over here into Turin. We can support 16k in this county, so we'll send a few more in there. I'm going to leave this peasant revolt to be dealt with by our King of Italy, and in fact I'll just disband this army and re-raise them on the coast so that they can be transported over by boats. Land them over there in Genoa. In fact, we might do something similar with a lot of these armies over here so that we can get them over quicker. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and disband these for now and then re-raise more of them individually. Well, some of you are already on the coast, but it'll be easier if we just do them all one at a time, I think. Okay, we'll disband you for now. Of course, we have our new retinue to deal with as well. Alright, well, we're out of time for this episode, so I think we'll pause here and continue with our preparations for war in the next one. We should have a good chance of beating them, I think, if we don't get unlucky and they maybe come around the wrong way or something. They should come directly for this since it's the war goal. Anyway, we're out of time for now, so we'll leave it here. Thanks for watching, and join me again next time.